We started our trip in Tokyo with a visit to Sensoji Temple, a subway ride, and a walking tour of Harajuku. Next stop was the resort village of Takayama, where we enjoyed communal hot baths and a traditional kaiseki dinner. In Kyoto, we learned to perform the traditional tea ceremony, practiced calligraphy, and took a morning bike ride. Nara is home to Deer Park, shrines, and a Todiji temple featuring a huge bronze Buddha. This massive torii gate, made from a 1,500-year-old cedar, leads to the Meiji Shrine. But before entering the shrine, it is important to cleanse your mind and body at the washing place. The shrine was built in 1920 to commemorate the death of Emperor Meiji, who restored Japan to imperial rule in 1868, ending almost 700 years of rule by shoguns, or warlords. Exploring Tokyo's popular district starts with Harajuku, which is known internationally as a center of Japanese youth culture and fashion.
So these are squishies, and they were made in Japan, and they were used to help relieve stress.
Shopping and dining options include many small, youth-oriented, independent boutiques and cafes. And we came here to shop. Akihabara gained the nickname Electric Town shortly after World War II by being a major shopping center for household electronic goods and the post-war black market. Nowadays, Akihabara is considered to be the cultural center and shopping district for video games, anime, electronic components, and computer goods. And Duncan was in heaven. Lunch is served during a boat ride on the Sumida River, which cuts through the middle of Tokyo, providing us with delicious food and a cloudy view of the Tokyo skyline. The Sensoji Temple, which sits in the middle of the entertainment district of Asakusa, was originally built in the 7th century and is dedicated to the Buddhist goddess of mercy. The present structure was rebuilt after being destroyed during World War II. First, walk through this straw loop for good luck. Then purchase an omojuku paper fortune.
65? 65?
If the fortune is not to your liking, hang it up on the wire fence and the bad luck will float off in the breeze. Taiko have a mythological origin in Japan and were introduced as early as the 6th century from China. Their function has varied through history, ranging from communication, military action, theatrical accompaniment, and religious ceremony to both festival and concert performances. The 1-hour session was quite a workout. Dinner at a popular restaurant and bar is the perfect ending to a very exciting first day in Japan. A 1.5-hour train ride takes us to the mountain resort town of Hakone, situated on Lake Ashe. Usually, we would be rewarded with a stunning view of Mount Fuji. Unfortunately, today is another cloudy day, so we could not see the famous mountain. We are exploring the Open Air Museum, built in 1969 and home to nearly 100 masterpieces of sculpture by Rodin, Moore, Brancusi, and others. The indoor exhibition contains one of the largest collections of Picasso's works. This skilled craftsman created all sorts of trick boxes, which are for sale in his shop. And of course, we bought a few.
He has to walk to the end.
In fact, everything in the shop is tricky.
Okay, now figure it out.
Now you put this handle up and then pull from there. Now pull this handle up. Yeah.
Back in Tokyo, we are having dinner at Inakaya, Fred's favorite restaurant in Japan, perhaps in the world. Food is displayed on ice in front of you. Just point to the dishes you want, and the chefs will cook it for you, serving it on a wooden platter. What fun! And the food is delicious. We're going to Takayama by bullet train, a ride of about 1.5 hours. Nestled among ancient forests, the 16th century resort town is a popular alpine retreat for Japanese families.
I got black sesame soy milk ice cream.
Mango.
Good?
Mango sorbet.
We spent many delightful hours wandering among the well-preserved streets and shops, including a morning outdoor market. We stayed at a ryokan, a traditional Japanese inn, sleeping on the tatami mat floor and taking a communal hot springs bath before dinner. A unique Japanese experience. Sorry, No cameras allowed. Dinner was served in a private room, featuring many traditional Japanese dishes. Way to go, Willa. And Taylor. We even ventured into town for an evening stroll. The next day, we visited Hito Folk Village, adorned with reconstructed houses and workshops dating back to the feudal period.
No, I'm holding it here.
But the highlight of the visit was a sewing class, where we learned to make our very own Sarabobu doll.
The white dots in the back.
Should be close enough to the thing to actually hold it. You hold that, and you pull this through. Now you just
This faceless baby monkey is considered to be good luck and protection from bad things. Walking on stilts is a traditional game for Japanese children. So, of course, we had to try it.
I'm coming. I'm coming, Crack. I think I know what you did. I'm coming, Crack. I am coming.
Perfect.
Whether or not you like it, you're gonna let me in.
Kiyomizu Temple in Kyoto was founded in 778 and rebuilt to its present state in 1631. From 794 until 1868, for more than 1,000 years, Kyoto was the residence of emperors. The heart and soul of Japan still beats strong in this cultural treasure chest, boasting 1,600 Buddhist temples and 400 Shinto shrines. Shinto is the largest religion in Japan, practiced by nearly 80% of the population. Yet only a small percentage of these identify themselves as Shintoists. Most of the Japanese attend Shinto shrines and beseech help from kami or spirits, without belonging to an institutional Shinto religion. Shrines are built to commemorate spiritual places in nature, such as waterfalls or mountain streams. We are wandering the streets of Kyoto at night, on our way to a karaoke bar. Yes, a few of us were brave enough to get up on stage to sing.
A singer in a smoking room, smell wine and cheap perfume. For a smile they can share the night. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard. Their shadows searching in the night. Streetlights, people living just to find emotion, hiding some
pinball wizard, there has to be a twist. A pinball wizard's got such a supple wrist. How do you think he does it? I don't know what makes him so good. Ain't got no distractions, can't hear no buzzes and bells. Don't see no lights flashing, plays by sense of smell. Always gets the replay, never seen him fall. That deaf, dumb and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball.
I say hi, I say low, you say why, and I say I don't know. Oh no, you say goodbye, and I say hello. Hello. I don't know why you say goodbye, I say hello. Hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye, I say hello.
We are on a morning bike ride through the streets of Kyoto. These narrow streets wind through the Gion district, famous for the many geisha houses that cater mostly to businessmen and wealthy individuals. Geisha trained for many years in the arts of music, singing, dancing, and of course, the tea ceremony. It is a Japanese tradition dating back more than 1,000 years. Whoops! More on that photo later. The bike ride lasted 2 hours and was a wonderful way to tour the city.
But also whole arts. Let's use imagination. Draw, circle. Change します? Okay.
After lunch, we went to learn the art of ink and brush calligraphy, used for centuries to write Chinese characters. The timing and pressure of each stroke determines the form.
Okay. Yeah. First from here, press and slide down, straightly sweep.
Artists spend many years perfecting this craft, but we did okay for a 1-hour lesson.
So that's pass.
You passed over the tatami.
Next stop is a lesson in the art of preparing a Japanese tea ceremony. But first, we need to dress the part and learn to walk properly. Quite a transformation from our normal attire, but the group loved getting dressed up.
You're gonna do it. Okay, easy enough. And then please count 1, 2, 3, Focus in your mind and then slowly go up. Scoop full cup and pour a half of it. Yes. Almost half. That's so. Yeah.
Go.
Okay.
It's raining out, and we need to walk to the restaurant. Most major Japanese cities have a maze of underground passageways filled with shops and restaurants, just what we need to stay dry. Nara is famous not only for its many temples and shrines, but for the many deer that roam around the temple complex. Known locally as Deer Park, it was established in 1300 and now hosts more than 1,200 wild Sika deer, which are protected as a national treasure. Of course, wafers are available to feed the deer, and we made sure to buy some.
Stop it! Stop!
Todaji, which means Great Eastern Temple, is one of Japan's most famous and historically significant temples, and a landmark of Nara. The temple was constructed in 752 and is the world's largest wooden building. The massive building houses one of Japan's largest bronze Buddha statues. The 45-foot seated Buddha is flanked by two bodhisattvas, enlightened humans who use their elevated level of compassion to help sentient beings along the path. This is our last day in Japan before we fly out tomorrow, and we are getting templed out. This has been an action-packed trip and one that will stay with us forever. We are especially proud of all the kids, both young and old, for their enthusiasm in trying all the food and for immersing themselves in this unique Japanese experience. Although Fred and I have been to Japan many times, this was our best trip.